Good afternoon and welcome to DTC's broadcast of the 2019 Smith County Veterans Day Parade. I'm Jim West of 104.1 The Ranch, and I'm joined by the Executive Director of the Smith County Chamber of Commerce, Bill Woodard. And Bill, we couldn't ask for a more beautiful day for this parade this year.
Oh, you're absolutely right. It's almost like they ordered this weather.
The parade is making its way down Main Street in Carthage from their staging area, which is over by North Carthage Baptist Church. As we look down Main Street here, Bill, we have some law enforcement vehicles out front, and we'll be passing our area. We're right across the street from Carthage United Methodist Church. They'll be going by us here in just a couple of minutes.
Yeah, it's a beautiful spot because we can see everything that's coming through, and I can actually hear the drums, from this distance. Now, one thing that I think the folks that are listening should know, Jim, you were a U.S. Army vet. You are a U.S. Army veteran, is that right?
That's correct. I'm a Desert Storm veteran, and this is one of the times of the year that's really special to me. I hold this day very dear. I think about all my times in the military and all the sacrifices I made, and I think about all the people that are still out there serving today that are making sacrifices on our behalf overseas and in here domestically, and a lot of things go on behind the scenes that people don't see, that we take for granted. And if we see a veteran today or any other day, just thank them for their service. I know it's a little thing, but it means an awful lot to a veteran.
Yeah, well, and the reason why to thank you use the word a lot of times, sacrifice, and they truly do, because these guys, when they're deployed, Christmas Day, Thanksgiving Day, all the things that we take for granted, they're out there on watch.
And not just the soldiers, but the families themselves. Think about a soldier who's deployed and he's gone during the holidays. His family is back at home, and they have to endure and go on without their father or sometimes their mother, whatever the case may be. And it's hard on military families too.
Yeah, well, there's no doubt that military service, it is a sacrifice, but it's also an honor. And I know I can tell when I talk to you that you're very appreciative of the time that you spent in the service. I believe you said 11 years?
I was in 11 years, and I learned a great deal in those 11 years, and it served me well since the time I've gotten out. And just a side note, if you're any employer out there that's looking for somebody to hire for the job, if a veteran comes, take a second look at that application. If there's a veteran that comes in, especially a young man who served a few years, especially maybe in a combat zone, this is somebody that knows how to manage their time and knows how to work hard and has a good work ethic.
Well, in a lot of families, when you look into their family, there's a lot of military, in all of our families. I have a great nephew right now that's he's finishing up his Marine Corps training and probably be coming home here in the next 3 or 4 weeks. First time they'll be able to see him since he started. So there's a lot of folks that have connection to veterans in their family, and it's a wonderful thing to be able to see these guys come down the street, and I'm looking forward to seeing who all is able to get in. I believe they're in antique cars this year.
Yes, they're going to put the veterans in classic cars this year, and they've given me a list, and I'll try to make sure I get everyone's name correct as they come on by. As they're coming up the rise here in front of Carthage United Methodist Church, some of Smith County's finest is leading the way here with the Smith County Police Department and the Sheriff's Department here, Bill.
Yeah, these guys, they are out there. You talk about people being out there guarding us, and of course the military does that. Well, here at home, these guys, they're on the front lines for us, and I personally believe they do a wonderful job. I'm really appreciative for what they do, because if you get in trouble and you need something, these are the guys you call.
I see Sheriff Steve Hopper. It looks like he's going to turn and run me over there.
Hello, Sheriff. Good to see you.
Next up, in front of Carthage United Methodist Church here, we have local boy and Cub Scout Troop 367 here in Smith County, Bill.
These guys, the Boy Scouts here in Smith County, they do a lot. There's several projects. The one that comes to mind that I know of is down at Lock 7. One of the Eagle Scouts down there did that set of bathrooms and built the building and basically took the project on by himself.
And of course, not to be outdone, the local Girl Scouts right behind them.
And I'm not sure which troop that is, but these guys, they meet all over the county, and we've got a really good group. some of them meet in the old courthouse.
And bringing up the rear in their blue shirts, the Cub Scouts.
There's Mr. Stephen Lish there. I guess he's leading this scout troop. Mr. Stephen. Now we got our first veterans coming, Mr. Roy Knight. Glad to see these guys.
Here's the Smith County. Here we go, Bill. The pride of the Upper Cumberland Smith County High School Marching Band. Want to congratulate them on winning a state tournament here recently, and they're also going to be performing at the 2020 Daytona 500.
Boy, they sound good too. Let's listen to them a little bit.
We have State Representative Terry Lynn Weaver.
Representative Weaver, Mr. Cole Ebel carrying the U.S. flags. And of course, Carthage Fire Department. We're always glad to see them. And a parade.
Bill, you mentioned that the veterans are going to be on classic cars today. Here they come now through the parade line. In the 1995 Jeep Wrangler, Eddie Bennett is the veteran in that car. And in the 1970 Monte Carlo, veteran Bill Burgess, veteran Joe Lott, and Brad Loftus.
And I think she's out of camera shot, but Mayor Smith is on the other side in one of the cars.
Yep, in the 64 Ford Galaxy, Bill. That's that's easy for me to say. Mayor Sarah Marie Smith, along with Rebecca Elkins and Sammy Angel.
Now, I like this one coming up here. That is definitely a
1941 Chevy truck. That's Wayne Anderson. In the 61 Willis sedan, that's Jason Anderson. In the 60 Impala, that's Scott McCarter, Royal Howard, and Larry Woodard. In the 84 Dodge Ram is Tom Bell and Jim Shull.
Yeah, Larry's another one of the members of my family that was in the armed services. He was during the Vietnam era.
The 73 Satellite is Will Lancaster. In the 94 Toyota Camry is Tony Allen. In the D8 Mercury Montgomery is Raven Allen. In the 64 Fairlane is Thomas Crane.
Mr. Royal Howard over there.
In the GMC Sierra is Todd Sylvester. In the 65 Valiant is Walt Kuchimus.
Mr. Salamini.
All of our veterans coming through.
1960 Chevy Biscayne.
Yep.
Don't see them much anymore.
You don't see them much anymore.
And here comes another unit of the Carthage Fire Department, of course.
And we have the veteran riders coming through.
And of course our veteran biker group.
That's our veteran biker group.
I rode my bike in a Christmas parade one time, and I'll just tell you, it takes some good balance to go that slow.
Of course, Bill, everybody's on a Harley.
love the sidecar.
Need to get you one of those. As our veteran bikers go by, up next is another representative of the Carthage Fire Department. You know, the Carthage Fire Department, Bill, they do an awful lot of training. I see them all the time in their facility on Spring Street. They're always training and you know, honing their craft. It's not easy being a fireman.
Yeah, that's true. These guys, they're always on call 24 hours a day. I know I hear the alarms go off sometimes, and it seems like that at the oddest hours of the night they have to get out and you know, be prepared to do that. And the EMA, you know, they block the streets here. Mr. Sonny Carter, he's the head of that, and they do a wonderful job here in the county. And if you ever get in trouble, somebody's, you know, looking for someone that's lost or anything that's, they have a vehicle extraction unit where they can pull people out of cars. And if you get in a wreck and get in trouble, these are the guys you're going to look to. And so we appreciate what they do in the county, and most of them are volunteers.
On the other side of the fire truck is the commander of our local American Legion. That's Fred Keith. There he is right there. He should be coming into your picture.
Yeah, there's Fred Keith. He's the local veterans rep. Here comes the mayor.
Here comes the mayor. In an old Plymouth.
Oh, and he's got the boss with him.
Mayor Jeff Mason.
Oh, Mayor.
All right, here comes the Smith County chapter of AMVETS.
Hey, guys. That's the Elmwood Post 389.
The U.S. Army Edition S10 for official use only. I guess parades count as official use. Here comes the Gordonsville Tiger Marching Band.
Boy, they're doing a good job.
Doing a great job, and the Gordonsville Tiger Marching Band is going to get one more home game this Friday as the Tigers will play Whitwell.
One of the last veterans at a parade, Mr. Bob Baker. And then I guess this is our EMA folks coming. And Bob wasn't the last veteran.
You're talking about our EMA. You talk about unsung heroes and people that are on call and have to do a job that most people wouldn't be able to do, and that's our EMA.
You know, and they go through, a lot of people don't realize, training, you know, for what they do, and they spend a lot of hours and time learning how to use the equipment. And FEMA has provided a lot of equipment for them. In fact, they've got I guess you call it the command center that they've got that they can set up in case all the communications goes out in the county. And EMA, we're prepared around here if a disaster comes. In fact, you remember when the tornadoes hit Macon County, our folks went up there and helped out, and that's what these guys do. If there's something going on,
Their Homeland Security going by?
Yep, Homeland Security. If there's something going on in another county, they go in to help. This is Mr. Sonny Carter and his truck, and that truck is equipped to be able to handle disasters. They've got different trucks equipped for different things, and I think his is the general one, like if they show up on interstate or something like that and somebody needs some help, he's there.
Now the Smith County Rescue Truck, we have some impressive equipment.
Yes, we do, and it's one thing, it doesn't sit, it's in use. These guys, they use this equipment. Well, I believe
this is the last vehicle, the extraction unit truck from Smith County Rescue.
Well, Jim, thank you very much for being here. We're going to be showing this on the TV, and I guess they realize you and I probably don't look as good on TV as we do behind the mic.
Well, I have a face for radio.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
So anyway, I guess that wraps it up for the November 10th Veterans Day Parade. And folks, come out next year and be with us. These guys, they deserve to be honored.
For Bill Woodard, I'm Jim West. Thanks for watching the 2019 Smith County Veterans Day Parade on DTC.